Doomscrolling is rewiring your brain into a panic machine. It hijacks your attention. It floods you with fear. It steals hours and leaves you exhausted and numb. There's a shockingly simple Japanese rule that stops it cold. One tiny habit. One clear boundary. Seconds to do. No willpower required. Stick around and first I'll show you the exact rule, why it works on your brain, and how to use it today to feel calmer, sharper, and back in control. Your next scroll ends here. Doomscrolling, the invisible system hijacking your autopilot. Your feed pushes the loudest emotions to the top because that is what keeps you looking. Algorithms reward outrage, surprise, and shock with more visibility, and the interface removes the natural stop points that used to end your attention. Variable rewards, likes, new comments, a tiny swirl of red, create a slot machine loop in the brain. Autopilot follows the path of least resistance and learns to crave that hit. You tap one headline and feel a jolt of urgency. Then another, and another. That urgency is not accidental. Infinite scroll, autoplay, and push notifications are deliberate design choices that convert curiosity into compulsion. Your brain starts checking as a reflex. It becomes a micro-habit, a hand movement, a glance, a breath that cues a feed. Small actions pile up into hours of anxious exposure. You don't notice time passing. You notice tension instead. Stress becomes background noise. Your mood narrows around the next bad update. Cognitive load increases, focus frays. When you try to concentrate later, it feels heavy. Simple tasks demand more effort. Sleep erodes when the last thing you do before bed is inhale a stream of alarming headlines and heated comment threads. Your body reacts too. Chest tightness, a churning stomach, restless energy. That is the invisible system showing its teeth. Break the autopilot by making the system visible. Turn off non-essential push alerts. Replace endless feeds with fixed check-ins. 2 short sessions a day instead of continuous grazing. Swap algorithmic discovery for trusted sources you choose deliberately. Use interface changes that restore stopping cues. Timers, single article readers, home screen shortcuts that lead to calm apps instead of feeds. These are practical counters, simple and effective when used consistently. During this video, watch how awareness alone loosens the hold. Noticing the pattern is the first small, powerful step. The Japanese rule, simple, non-negotiable micro-ritual. Doomscrolling hijacks attention by exploiting the same reward loops that keep you checking for the next headline. Your heart speeds up. Your chest tightens. It is not just wasting time. It is training your brain to expect small shocks of information instead of calm. A tiny, repeatable action breaks that loop. Make it simple. Make it non-negotiable. For example, flip the phone face down, press the back of the device to the palm, and place it in a drawer until the next planned check. Do it every single time you decide to stop. Or try this. Close the laptop, tap the desk twice, stand up, and walk to the sink. Short motion, clear signal. The action must be so obvious that your brain recognizes it as session end without argument. Why this works is plain behavior science, not mysticism. Habits run on cues and rewards. A fixed physical cue rewrites the cue. The ritual interrupts the automatic scroll, introduces a bodily movement, and forces a conscious choice. Use sensory anchors, sound, touch, or movement. Say one word aloud like enough, or snap your fingers. Place the device somewhere out of arm's reach so retrieving it becomes effortful. Pair the ritual with a calming breath or a small reward. Pour a glass of water or mark a tick on a habit sheet. Real examples from everyday life. Commuters who tuck phones into a zipped pocket and only check at red lights. Parents who place devices on a high shelf at dinner. Students who close laptops and push them to the other side of the table when shifting from study to break. If it slips, don't shame yourself. Reset and refine. Make the action more physical if temptation wins. Increase friction. Leave the charger in another room after bedtime. Put a sticky note on the screen that reads pause. During this video, you may feel a jolt as you recognize how many minutes have evaporated. Let that jolt become a promise instead of panic. Keep it ritualized. Use the exact same move in the same context until it feels automatic. Small repetition builds muscle memory, and muscle memory beats willpower in the long run. The miracle is ordinary. A 3-second, non-negotiable micro-ritual can close the loop and return control. Short act. Big effect. Over time, those reclaimed minutes add up to calmer mornings, cleaner evenings, and a brain that remembers how to rest. Add friction. Tiny barriers that make attention collapse-proof. Variable rewards and infinite feeds hijack the brain with tiny hits of surprise and pleasure. It makes sense then that the single most effective defense is not willpower, but simple engineering. Introduce tiny barriers that interrupt automatic behavior. Small frictions break the cue routine reward loop that turns a bored thumb into an hour of doom scrolling. You feel the panic, and then relief. Tap friction can be as low-tech as putting your phone in another room. It works because the extra effort converts reflex into decision. Remove app icons from the home screen. Log out of social apps, so reopening requires typing credentials. Turn off push notifications and badge counts. Those are surgical moves that transform a habitual action into a deliberate choice. The change is subtle but powerful. Software tools add protective friction without drama. Use built-in controls like screen time on iPhone or digital well-being on Android to set app limits and schedule downtime. Employ blockers such as Freedom, Cold Turkey, or Leech Block to force sign-in or block sites entirely during focus windows. Enable grayscale to strip the visual candy. Each tweak reduces the immediate sensory reward that fuels the loop. You won't stop cravings overnight, but you will create pauses, and pauses change outcomes. Design your environment to favor attention. Keep your phone in a bag during work. Use a basic alarm clock instead of your phone by the bed. Put social apps inside a folder named something bland and bury that folder on the last home screen. Require password entry for shopping or social apps, so impulse taps meet resistance. Set Do Not Disturb for everyone except top priority contacts. Small physical and digital steps like these accumulate into a protective architecture around your focus. Treat friction as compassionate architecture, not punishment. Pre-commit to blocks during likely vulnerability times. Commute, before bed, first hour after waking. Log out after each session so the next visit demands intention. The first week will feel awkward. Then you notice pockets of time returning. You gain calmer evenings, clearer thinking, and fewer moments of shame. Add one tiny barrier today. See how quickly the autopilot unravels. Identity shift. Become someone who just doesn't doom scroll. Your brain is being rewired by your thumbs. Heavy scrolling lights up threat circuits and trains quick, anxious checks as if danger lurks in every headline. Research links heavy social media use with higher levels of anxiety and depression, and repeated attention to negative news breeds rumination. Neuroplasticity means whatever you practice becomes easier. So the same mechanism that deepens doom scrolling can also build a calmer identity. Flip the lever from action to identity. Behavioral science shows that people stick to habits that feel like part of who they are. Start with a sentence you actually say to yourself. First, I'm the kind of person who protects my focus. Short, it matters. Then pair that identity with tiny, concrete actions that are impossible to argue with. For example, if the urge to check pops up on the couch, stand up and walk to the kitchen. If a notification arrives after dinner, your phone stays face down in a drawer. Use this implementation intention script. If first feel the urge to doom scroll, then first will do 10th. Make 10th so small you can't fail. Change your environment to match the news story. Remove quick wins that contradict it. Delete one app. Move apps into a folder labeled Do Not Feed. Set your phone to grayscale so the reward loop weakens. Place a note card on your bedside table that reads, "Read one page instead." In transit, swap scrolling for a 5-minute voice note to a friend. In the evening, replace the news ritual with a short walk or a 3-breath grounding practice. These are simple anchors that reinforce the identity through repeated, meaningful choices. Use social proof and accountability. Tell a friend or partner the new script. After 8 p.m., first, don't open news apps. Ask them to check in. Join a small group that starts night routines together. Human reinforcement makes new identities sticky. Celebrate tiny wins out loud. Say, "First didn't open the feed tonight," and feel the truth settle in your chest. That feeling becomes evidence for your new self. Practice daily. Wear a physical sign, an elastic band, or a ring, so the cue triggers the line you rehearsed. Replace shame with curiosity when you slip. Short pause. Reset. Over time, the choices stop feeling like restraint and start feeling like belonging. You don't quit doom scrolling by breaking a habit alone. You become someone who wouldn't even consider it. Simple, persistent acts build that person. Do one small thing now. Lock it in. Autopilot tools that make change unavoidable. Your phone is built to hijack your attention. The platforms offer built-in breaks you can flip, and third-party tools exist to make those breaks irreversible. Use them, and doom scrolling stops feeling like a battle of willpower and becomes a structural change in your day. Small technical choices change behavior faster than promises ever will. Turn time limits into hard walls. iOS screen time and Android digital well-being let you set app timers that lock an app once you hit your limit. That lock can't be overcome with a casual tap. Extensions like Stay Focused on Chrome enforce strict site limits in your browser. Cross-device blockers such as Freedom and Cold Turkey apply the same rule across laptop and phone, which removes the loophole of switching devices. These tools don't ask for permission from your weaker moments. They act before craving kicks in. Automate the shutdowns so you don't have to decide. Use focus modes and shortcuts on iPhone to trigger Do Not Disturb when you leave work or when you open a productivity app. Android's focus mode can be scheduled so social apps are simply unavailable during deep work blocks. Tasker and Ift let power users toggle Wi-Fi, mute notifications, or launch lockdown routines based on location, motion, or time. The point is to create a sequence your impulsive brain can't interrupt. The lock engages automatically, not after you bargain with yourself. Take control at the network level when apps keep slipping through. Router parental controls and DNS filters such as OpenDNS or Circle can block entire categories of sites at the source, stopping feeds before your device even loads them. Smart plugs or router schedules can cut home internet to specific devices for set hours, which is a brutal but effective form of boundary. Those measures feel extreme at first. They rapidly become relief. Add physical autlocks for deep protection. A timed lockbox or a bedside phone jail removes temptation entirely during meals, workouts, or sleep. Put your phone on grayscale to make feeds duller and less compelling. Many people report reduced urge to scroll when color rewards are removed. Combine a physical step with a digital one, scheduled focus plus a lockbox, and you remove both habit and access. Expect friction and then calm. It will sting to lose habitual scrolling. You will feel anxious the first days. Cease the mental struggle and watch your attention recover. Use these autopilot tools, and change stops being optional. Your brain is being eaten alive by endless scrolling. Stop it now. The Japanese rule is simple. Give news a short, sacred window. Timebox your feed. Create a physical reset. Stand, breath, make tea, step outside. Put your phone out of reach. Replace doom with one tiny, positive habit. First VE felt the panic, the fog, the shame of hours lost. This change brought calm. It brings control. Try it today. Set a timer. Walk away for 1 minute. Tell me how the first day felt in the comments. If you want a guided reset, subscribe. Next week, First will drop a 7-day challenge with timers, scripts, and real results. Don't let your feed run you. Take your head back.